All's quiet in Sparkle City, Captain Cleanup.
Not quite, Kid Coolit. Look there.
Okay, we're taking over the neighborhood, see? You, Big Daddy Dirt Pile, drop candy and gum wrappers. And you, Sammy the Slop, throw empty cans around. And you, Filthy Frank, foul up the water in the air.
Stop! You'll not mess up this town.
No.
That's it, boys. We're through.
That's where you belong, in the waste can. Make all America Sparkle City. Put litter in its place.
Please be seated. The show is about to start.
Distancing ourselves from the enemy. Think we've got a method of a remedy. It's hard at times, but we'll make it, yeah. Traveling on our own down the boulevard, surrounded by a shadow hiding in the dark. It's hard at times, but we'll fight it, yeah, we fight it, yeah. We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around. We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around. Distancing ourselves from the enemy. Now they've taken hearts and broken everything. It's hard at times. Can we change it? Can we change it? We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around. We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around.
Yes, I'm excited! Giant Tony!
Hello and welcome to the 20th episode of PopCULTure. I'm your host, 24 Eyes, the Titan, and this is my amazing, beautiful, and always talented Amanda B. Miss Amanda B, how you been?
I have been well. It's been a long time, so nice to see the people in the chat and you as well, and our panelists that are here with us.
I know we've been on quite a break for a minute, but I'm pretty excited because tonight we have two amazing artists. And we've been talking lately. We're working on it. There's going to be some revamps coming and a lot of stuff coming down the panel. But I've been picking up just stacks of books, right? Like off of different things on IGG. And we're going to be, in the future, be doing some giveaways on that kind of thing. Be a little bit different. We're not going to just do the number in the chat kind of thing. We'll have some panelists. We'll do some test questions. We'll put the light on people.
Panelists.
Yeah, we're gonna put the heat on them. But
not tonight,
with that,
guys, don't worry.
But with that being said, first we got an artist. We got a man that's got a current project on IndieGoGo. Clint Stoker's Dracula. The one and only Clint Stoker. How are you, sir, this evening?
Hello, great to be here. Tonight. I had to think for a minute. Yes, it's tonight. Great to be here.
It's not tomorrow. Although this is the third attempt to get you guys here. So we
it's 6:05 where I'm, or 6:18 where I'm at, right? Because I'm on the Pacific Northwest. So
okay.
The light is like shining through, but make no mistake, it's supposed to be dark. It's
supposed to be dark. Yeah, it's 7, just after 7 here. I'm in Mountain Time, and it's still light, but finally it feels good to be done with the work day. So
yeah.
Well, we have another amazing panelist, someone else who is also putting out work out there who doesn't currently have a IndieGoGo, but look for the future soon, very soon launching. Geronimo Draws, how are you, sir?
Excellent. Happy to be here. Greetings, travelers. Welcome.
Yeah.
So this is my favorite. Like
Wolf and Batsy, yeah.
Just all of it, but I got everybody in this. I've been nice. As soon as I got turned on to Alterna, I mean, like I just started buying packages because it's so affordable. They're great books. There's a lot of awesome properties. They're diverse. They're all ages. Like as far as there's ability to hit all ages with the titles that are there. They're amazing. Like me and my son collect them together. You know, nice. And I started getting the rest of my family into them a little bit, and I don't feel bad about these books, you know what I mean? Like I am protective of certain ones because there's limited runs on them, but I don't feel as bad, you know, with the kids reading them. It's the same thing when you buy a giant graphic novel, you spend $45 and the kids like thumbing through it and their greasy fingers and just messing your book, creasing the book. Like you hear the page rip from the other room.
Yeah, my daughter likes the Mr. Crypt from Alterna, and there was one time that I'm like seeing it on her floor and you can't see much of her floor, so you can only imagine what shape that Mr. Crypt was. I'm like, it was a couple dollars, so, but long as she enjoys reading it. But yeah, actually, I do want to just take a moment to say thank you guys for being here, which we have said before, but I didn't realize until earlier today, I think it was, that Alterna is launching Mighty Mascots tonight, which they're doing a stream, which you guys are, you know, a part of. So we do appreciate taking time to be here. But for those of you that are in the chat, Mighty Mascots from Alterna, which is basically almost a parody of what the serial mascots. I'm not sure what they do, if they go like solve crime, or I actually haven't read one of them. But I know that they're mascots from serial, so it's definitely a fun all ages.
Yeah, read. It's like a superhero team.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all serial mascots.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Which definitely sounds fun, you know.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's everything. Like you go to Alterna, you can pretty much find everything you need. They're all top quality books. They're broke down beautifully. My only complaint is like, can I get some more faster? Can I get more from you guys?
Yeah.
We're trying. The damn day job always gets in the way.
Right.
But the 4 campaigns like a year, that's amazing. Like Alterna is like continuously turning out. We're seeing new books come out. Like I love it. I love seeing the growth. It's I wish I would see more of that. That's like the positive kind of energy that you need to see. Like all these beautiful IPs coming to life. And I can't wait. Are you guys gonna get the alternate boxes? Because Pete was talking about doing the hard boxes, right? Where
the
did one for King Cryptid.
Short boxes that you're talking about. Yeah, that I think that'd be fantastic. It was funny because I just saw somebody on Twitter mention like no one has short boxes, and then Peter whipped that out. I was like, dang, okay, like this is doable.
I have one.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful. I'm stoked. That's what I want to do. Is I would prefer to have like instead of the white ones to have like cool, dope, decked out like short boxes on the shelf.
Do you have a Blood Realm one, Rob?
No, not yet. This is kind of like an important thing because like if this all goes well with the King Cryptid short box, then he's going to do this for us, for the title. So
that would be cool. Yeah.
So cool. Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah. Well, once I get the rest of my setup, I recently moved, but once I get the rest of the setup set up, there will be. That's what I want. I want to see I want to put all my alternate comics in the boxes, like with all the different alternate, short boxes right lined up behind me.
I like it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, this is pop culture, and we like to talk about what is going on in pop culture during the week, that happened this week. So we go back into the Wayback Machine. We get into the nostalgia feel, and we check out what was going on. So full screen, and I like this little mode. Can you read that, Miss Amanda B?
Yes, I can. So, July 30th in 1975, Jimmy Hoffa disappeared from the parking lot of Match's Red Fox restaurant in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, a suburb of Detroit. He was declared dead July 30th in 1982.
No.
I can't say I remember that because it was before
Good
my time.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hoffa is the name that you always kind of chuckle at,
Yeah.
The mob boss did it.
He's sleeping with the fishes somewhere.
Yeah.
So here's a little bit of footage of Jimmy Hoffa, news footage of how they felt about him back in the day.
Which included getting
Those
rich
darn
on union
Teamsters.
funds. The Teamsters elected him president, and then
They're like, hey, charges, whatever, gangster, whatever. He's getting us paid.
Yeah. Different time.
They loved him. They literally loved him.
Another suspect is tall, curly-haired Joe Giacalone, a friend of Chucky's. But the questioning comes to nothing. He's
You can't make it up.
I love the 70s. Look at those glasses. Look at the tie.
The hair.
Unfounded, baseless accusations. And I think that it would just be inappropriate at this time for him to try to put himself in a position of defending himself, because I don't think he should be defending himself. He got nothing to defend himself about. My personal opinion is that Mr. O'Brien has no more idea what happened to Mr. Hoffa than you or I do.
I don't know who done it, but I imagine he's got a cement jacket in the bottom of the Detroit River.
There you go.
Oh, so this part's cutting into Volkswagen also. This day in history, Volkswagen, their last Beetle rolled off the line down there in Mexico. Like of all the places like that they're celebrating, like look at these people are sad about the Volkswagen no longer being produced.
By mariachi.
They had a mariachi there. Look, this is the last car to roll off the line.
I mean, this is 70s also?
Oh, no, this is 2013.
This is the new Beetle. Yeah.
It's a sad day for us.
2003.
But we are very proud to have this car here.
Little did they know, 2020.
The Funky Compact made its debut in 1938 as an affordable vehicle commissioned by Adolf Hitler for use on his country's new road network.
That was a good footnote.
Became a success story over the following
I did not know that.
Was one of the top-selling models of all time.
Remember the days when this was news?
Look at this. This thing was popular in Mexico. Like this was the car.
Swear by its
People were
quality
upset
and
about
reliability.
It's built for the hills. New ones don't get up hills.
Beetle
The old
taxi
ones can
driver.
climb the hill without any problems.
Have you ever seen someone? Could you imagine for a moment that like you got into a taxi and it was that's what it was. It was a Beetle. Like,
Yeah,
like get out of here.
To you got yourself and maybe another person, but you ain't going with a group of friends.
and you're not putting anything in the trunk because it's gone.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a clown car like situation. Like how many? Like oh, goodness gracious. This is the highest quality taxi I've ever had. No way. Get out of here.
When I bought this car, I wanted it for scrap to sell it by the kilo. But when I started to take it apart, people saw the car and told me it was still good. I had no issues.
In the end, though, a swerve in consumer taste towards bigger cars contributed to the beloved bug
Hashtag bye bye
being
Beetle.
squashed.
There it is.
There it is. Oh. What a shame. Maybe Volkswagen will bring back the Beatles sometime soon. I'm not really stoked.
Punch buggy in Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. I hit the play button. We'll go back.
That's got to be brutal.
Right?
That's probably why they stopped producing it. It was a public health matter, you know.
Because they would do it with brass knuckles.
Like bruised shoulders.
Oh, man. Mexico, yeah, bro. There you go.
July
and I can't
3rd.
imagine that they're fixing them up, every time something goes wrong.
Yeah.
You know what? Have you ever watched like the mechanic shows? And if you get really like real into those kind of shows, there was one on Discovery for a while where it was like Cuban mechanics and like how they had to do all the trading and wheeling and dealing to like put their cars together because like the embargo, right? So they have like boat motors inside of like Jeeps and stuff. And they have to like they have different axles and things on the cars. It's amazing how they rig it up.
Can only imagine.
It's crazy.
Sounds interesting.
You know, the amazing part is like 90% of the country is like poor, but all of them have a college education. Like, thank God for college education in a poor country.
Oh, yeah.
July 31st this week in pop culture, Miss Amanda B.
In 1930, the radio mystery program The Shadow aired for the first time and will also hit 1995. The Walt Disney Company announced their plans to purchase both ABC and ESPN. And look at them now.
Interesting.
Owning the world.
Owning the world.
Yeah, that's where it began.
That was like one of the big ones where it was questionable. I'm surprised that they're letting all these mergers happen.
I love The Shadow. Oh my goodness.
It would be so fun to do one of those radio shows, You got the voice for it, Rob, too. You can do it.
I would have a lot of fun with that.
Welcome, boys and girls.
Is that my voice?
When you do your, I don't know, you do your impressions. I don't remember which one it is, but it just sounds perfect.
Oh, right.
Old gangsters, 1930s or something.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, there you go.
Shadow.
We do have a person in CG, Aldous on the Farm, that has, I want to say it's weekly. I can't say I've actually tuned into one, but he pays tribute to the older radio shows. And I'm not exactly sure how he does that, but
I didn't know he did
it's
that.
Interesting if you guys like that,
cool.
want to look into that.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's great on YouTube. Yep.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
The sound effects were awesome.
Oh, yeah.
The Shadow knows.
The Shadow
So
knows.
good.
Blue Coal presents The Shadow, a man of mystery who strikes terror in the
You have to do that part though. You have to do the advert before
what
it
happened to
starts.
those guys? Where's the ad man with those
announcer.
voices? I missed that. I'll actually listen to commercials if they start talking like that again.
Yeah.
If they did that again. The Shadow. This program is brought to you by
Mountain Dew. It'd be current brands. And,
Tampons brought to you by
very souls of sharpsters, lawbreakers,
That's amazing.
That'd be something modern.
and criminals.
Or at least like you have to do it like maybe like a monster truck, like Sunday with the different like levels and pitches of voices.
Yeah.
Right.
But get me stoked about this commercial.
So funny.
You guys ready?
So here's a little bit about
I used to
Disney
work
owning
this original
a bunch of
vision of an endlessly spinning wheel that revolves faster and faster, churning out movies, ticket sales, products, and profits. He called
Working at the Walt Disney Company, strategic planning. Michael Asher was the CEO at the time, and
this is how they get you. This is how they get you. They get you former. See, it says former cast member. You know what that means? Like they tricked him. Like either he was a teenager and he like was in Florida when he worked at the park, or they tricked him into the college program. And then you spent so much time, and then you figured out that like there's nothing to do at Disney but lateral moves unless you get into some corporate, like area, and they just trap you into a career there. Like they force you into like wanting to be there because you're like, I can't justify wasting all these years.
Yeah,
Unless he was just Donald Duck the whole time.
He was an unpaid child star, and
exactly.
That's all he has going for him now.
Oh my goodness! Like this is like he was a former Face character, maybe like
was responsible for really focusing on the theme park expansion globally, and that's where I cut my teeth.
All right, let's dive right in. The Walt Disney Company is divided into 4 business segments.
Now
Media
it's in
networks.
44.
This is revenue from Disney-owned networks and TV shows.
Pretty crazy.
Parks, experiences, and products. Yep, as in, I'm going to Disney World. Studio entertainment. This is revenue from Disney films. And direct-to-consumer and international, or DTCI. Let's start with media networks. One of
Look at
Disney's
that.
largest
When they bought ABC, that was a huge deal, right? Like,
yeah.
And now, like everything is like a conglomerate of everything. I mean, like Warner Discovery. Like, how did we get to Warner Brothers Discovery? Like, how? Like,
yeah,
amazing.
that's pretty wacky.
Didn't
they just do the whole thing with they're like their own thing, and now they're not.
Well, the thing is it's like it's like we had all these companies. It was one company one time. It was Bell, right? It was like the original telephone company was the original utility company, and then that was broke up into different sections of Bell. And then all of those companies became Verizon, everything else that we have today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now they're conglomerating back together, but then they're owning all the IP properties all at the same time. The only thing I can say is at least they've gotten the streaming thing under control, because now basically what we've done is we've circled back to cable, right? Most conglomerates own everything, so now you have about 4 or 5 like choices of downloading like streamers or whatever, like streaming services that you can use, which is pretty much like using cable. I'm just, I mean, you here I have Xfinity. I automatically get free apps with like my internet, so that it's
No, that is true, because like when Netflix came out, you're like, oh, stream, I can get Netflix and I can cut the cord. And then now these days it's kind of like you got Hulu and Peacock, and if you want to watch this show, you need to get that one, and if you want to watch that show, you need to get this.
Yeah, it gets more expensive now.
Yeah, and then it's like you're buying all your channels or your streaming services again, and it's like
what's amazingly beautiful. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying that's why you got to mooch off friends.
Right.
Oh, I'm saying what's amazingly beautiful though about the situation is it's all starting to crash down, and it's creating that situation where we're gonna be able to have more artists produce more things. Like there's gonna be more content. You know what I mean? We're gonna see people with IPs, and we might get another Ninja Turtles again that we didn't get before because people weren't taking risk on properties. But now it's like, hey, we gotta get something that grabs somebody like here.
It's crazy to me because you would think like the bigger these corporations get and they have everything dialed in, but it's actually like opening so many doors for independent stuff, like comics for sure, but all sorts of things across the board.
Movies, television,
really cool.
Especially when you hear about when people say, oh, my stuff got optioned, yeah, but it sits on the shelf for like however long, and then when that's over, like, all right, they'll hold it for 5 years, maybe 6 years, and then it goes back to you, but they didn't do anything with it. Maybe it's because they didn't want anybody else to get it. Now, with today's time with creator owned, it's like, all right, you know what, frig them. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Let's see we'll continue on a little bit. We'll just learn a little bit more about what's going on here with Disney and their assets.
Visions in terms of revenue, contributing $25 billion,
Jesus.
or 35% of Disney's revenues in 2019. This segment includes ABC, plus domestic cable networks such as Disney and ESPN, all TV production and distribution operations, and 50% equity stake in A&E.
They own part of A&E. Jesus,
so Media Networks makes money in 3 key ways. Affiliate fees.
That's how Kevin Smith ends up like directing a Star Wars movie, is through that right there, right? The connection.
Yeah. It's crazy. And now it's one movie. I'm looking this up. Avengers Endgame, Disney raked in $858 million.
Jesus, so insane.
On one movie.
It's so insane.
Yeah. That's crazy. I'd like to see their pie chart now.
Yeah, it's like totally different.
Yeah.
Cable company pays to carry Disney TV channels.
Advertising
Disney sells ad space on its channels like ESPN.
and subscription video on demand, or SVOD for short.
Streaming platforms license Disney content to provide to their subscribers.
Are you getting all this? Let's have Renee give us an example of how SVOD works.
It goes like this. I really like Britney Spears, so I want to watch episodes of the Mickey Mouse Club from 1993. I pay for Sling because I know it has the Disney Channel and I can see Britney. Sling pays Disney to carry the Disney Channel. The Disney Channel airs ads that I'm forced to watch. Disney gets paid to air those ads.
Kids
but
Bop.
they
I remember
give
those
a
commercials too.
No, yeah, but what would they be on at this point, right? They'd have to be on Kids Bop like 1000 or something. Like,
Yeah. It'd just be Spotify. I don't know. It's all those mixed
compilation
tape versions.
albums,
Yeah, like they
yeah,
can't exist anymore, huh?
Oh man, yeah, they had all of them now. The holiday ones, right? Like Christmas is coming. Here's all your favorite country singers singing Christmas carols or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, but then they had the pop, like the now 5, now number.
Yeah.
One. This is all the top hits of the chart. This is the top 100. On one
It looks
disc.
like
Come
Kids
get it.
Bop might be trying to do a release a year because they have a Kids Bop 2022, but
Really?
I don't see a number on it. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Which
Kids
would make
Bop,
sense, you know.
Kids
once a
Bop
year.
makes sense. Yeah, because you're transforming like material. Like the other guys were just taking material and compiling it. Now you can do that yourself, like on any device. So there's no need for a compilation CD. That was like a short, but I bet when that business model was firing, it was awesome. I was like when they first got that going, they were just love it. Oh.
Vintage of that money to Sling.
As Bill Gates once said, content is king. And that's
Bill
why
Gates needs to shut up. Bill Gates is out here like killing people in Africa and shit with his
Disney has invested heavily in its
funny.
content.
That's something that
and
they're doing now. Content is king, right? They don't care about quality. It's just shoving as much content as they can.
Well, I think they're running out of money now, though. You know what I mean? Like Netflix is at the point where like, oh, we don't have the subscribership. Oh, guess what? The pandemic's over. It didn't last forever. Subscribers just dropped off by hundreds of thousands. You know,
They're gonna make some tough decisions. Yeah.
Well, they already started cutting things. They
Batgirl. I mean, that's not Netflix. That's a whole other thing. But
yeah. But I mean, if you're gonna do it, like, why do it? Like, what's the point of doing something? This is what I don't understand. What is the point of like making it happen right now if it's not the right person? You know what I mean? Like why embarrass yourself? Like, why have the worst person for that scenario be the representative as the first person to do it when you could just wait for the that like somebody to come along that has the skills and abilities and can do it with like some kind of integrity?
Are they worried about somebody beating them to the line about getting that product out?
That's what I was thinking. It's like the mad rush.
Yeah. They want to be the first.
Mm-hmm. And integrity, that's the
Content
key word you said
acquisitions.
there. That's what they're missing.
Oh yeah. Well, they used to at least fake it, right? Like they knew, like they used to use it as a sales pitch. They used to use morality as a sales pitch.
Yes.
They don't even do that anymore.
No.
Next up, Disney's
was that
Parks,
just now? Was that
Experiences,
Star
and Products division. Back in 2019, this segment generated $26 billion, accounting for 37% of Disney's revenue, making it the largest revenue generator for the company. The Parks section includes 6 resorts around the globe.
Parks, in many cases, it ends up being.
Look, Hong Kong, like Jesus. Like,
One of them in China is a ghost town. I don't know which one it is.
this had to have been made relatively recently. Then didn't they say back in
Driving
2019?
only $11 billion in 2019.
Oh, they said 2019?
Or about 15% of total revenue.
Oh, this is
But it
pretty-
generates that valuable Disney content.
That's why Star Wars.
And-
yeah, but they're
makes
their
sense now.
studio, like all their other revenue, like their direct to market stuff and all that stuff is all derivative of that IP that they developed.
Yeah.
And it's insane. Like everyone, you know what I think is funny? Like I do like original artwork, but there is something like about taking some open source like material, right? Which is what Disney did. That's like the whole I was completely founded. Took something that was completely open that anybody could have done and just put their stamp on it. And then they just became the known brand for like stories.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Snow White, that's a great example. But now Snow White is a Disney property, even though it technically existed before.
Right. Although a lot of Disney stories were old fairy tales from other countries and stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they ran out of steam, they leaned on Pixar till they ruined them.
Now they're strip mining everything that they've already had.
How do you mess up a Buzz Lightyear movie? It's simple. Tim Allen, 90 minutes, you'll fill the seats. You'll have your nostalgia dollars. They did it with Spider-Man. It worked out. They did it with Ghostbusters. They figured it out. Just give someone nostalgia and just start there. Because I feel like if they get rewarded for leaning in to what we actually want, that maybe it'll just continue to push them to go that direction.
They're obsessed with the new generation, the new audience.
Yeah, the new audience is not paying for anything.
Exactly. And they're starting to learn that now.
Oh, the parks are hurting so bad right now.
Say it with me again, folks. Content is king. Or these days, princess.
Oh, these
Great
days,
storytelling
princess.
is really why consumers flock to Disney. Without it,
But the thing is, it's not the same quality. It really has been dying. It's so amazing.
It was there right under our noses. He literally just said what's going on.
I mean, I have now collected every single piece of live action and animation that Disney has ever produced.
last but certainly not least is Disney's newest division, direct-to-consumer and international. DTCI contributed $9 billion in 2019, which means it contributed about 13% of Disney's total revenue, although that's expected to grow substantially in the coming years. This division was formed with the launch of Disney Plus. It carries streaming platforms like Disney Plus, Disney Plus Hotstar, that's the international version of Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu, along with Disney's international TV networks. The division generates revenue through subscription fees, affiliate fees, and advertising. It competes with platforms like Netflix and HBO Max in the US and other international platforms. The primary value of a direct-to-consumer platform like Disney Plus is that it cuts out all the middle players and sources its content from its own ecosystem of studios. This is the future for Disney.
We have a computer set. Where's the cost? I want to know what the cost is to sit there and store all this shit on servers so that people can just access it.
Well, they can spin even faster.
I don't think they're worried about it.
Now that we know how Disney generates revenue, let's take a quick look at how they're doing profit-wise.
Okay, well, it's enough Disney. Enough Disney. We'll get to the next, on to the next week. That's more Disney. Right there. Right there. Boom.
There it is.
All right. August 1st, in 1980, Cinemax launched. And in 1981, MTV Network debuted on cable television, actually playing music videos 24 hours a day. The Buggles' Video Killed the Radio Star was the first video shown, followed by Pat Benatar's You Better Run.
Awesome.
Wow.
And now there's big changes for Cinemax. What was today, wasn't it? They were talking about like some shows from Cinemax going away and potentially Cinemax going away.
What? That'd be Cinemax going away. That'd be insane. Look at this. Look at this quality programming that used to happen.
When he pulverizes the perpetrators in a show of strength to make Dad.
This is Shadow Stevens doing the voiceover.
I love that they always had just shapes moving.
Yeah, me too.
This is a serial movie, guys.
Complex series of seductions and murders. That's not something you see a woman do.
Which part you figure a woman isn't up to? The seduction or the murder? We don't have any evidence. I just spent the whole morning showing you the evidence.
She's obsessed with killing, and you're obsessed with her.
You want to catch her? You got to think like she.
Look how good this looks.
Teresa Russell, Black Widow.
This is the thing. This is not even high quality, but look like that they sold me more because they told me more in like 20 seconds about the property or an idea of what I was gonna get, as opposed to anything I see nowadays. Nowadays it's just like flashy stuff. It's like they're just making it for TikTok kids.
That one quote, she's obsessed with murder and you're obsessed with her.
Right.
That's a story.
A good line.
Yeah.
Give me more.
truth is, I'm sorry. So the truth is.
I remember growing up with Cinemax. We didn't have it, but it was one of those like, oh, all the new movies would come out on it after it came from the theaters. Like that'd be like the first place you could get it, and then it was Skinemax, you know, because the late night shows had the, you know, the top.
But they would have the weekends, right? Like they would have like the 3-day thing where you could get like a free subscription.
We could get
like, to test, like you need to buy it now.
More choice. Fantasy.
Cheers.
Hocus pocus. Comedy.
The Witches of Eastwick are awesome. Overboard is another one of my favorite movies. Kurt Russell's the man. Kurt Russell managed to keep his face together. I'm assuming he did a little bit of plastic surgery, but Goldie Hawn fucked up. Jesus Christ.
Oh, really? I haven't seen her now.
Oh, oof. She's not this. She's not the Overboard Goldie. That's for sure.
Drama. I want that weapon. And I want it now.
On Cinemax.
Was that Vincent D'Onofrio?
You can stand in 1 month.
It looked like a Full Metal Jacket.
Entertainment overload. Make sure you watch your full share of Cinemax in December.
This is so awesome. Like this gets me hyped. Like if you just did a retro network like this, you just played all these old bumpers and like commercials and
yeah. Kind of want it to come back. I love the shapes.
I know, yeah. I felt like they put more effort into things. Like, I wonder how long it took somebody to make that. Like, was that like a year of work of like video edit? Like, I don't, you know, I have no clue what it took back then with like green screen computers to make this happen.
Yeah.
The following movie has been rated R by the Motion Picture Association of America. It is intended for mature audience.
There's TV. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll.
This is it. Welcome to MTV Music Television, the world's first 24-hour stereo video music channel. Just moments ago, all of the VJs and the crew here at MTV collectively hit our executive producer, Sue Steinberg, over the head with a bottle of champagne, and behold, a new concept is born. The best of TV combined with the best.
Look how they did this professional intro for this like outrageous like music network. You know what I mean? Like,
doesn't even fit.
Yeah.
It was still professional television, right? They're like, oh, this is we'll put a hip guy, we'll unbutton his shirt, and he'll have.
And that's the first VJ.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. He's joking about breaking a champagne bottle over his executive producer's head. Female executive producer's head. It's just funny, like how that wouldn't happen anymore.
Oh no!
Starting right now,
you'll
never look at music the same way again. We'll be right back to introduce the other VJs and the other folks who are going to be with us on MTV.
You're the first guy. That's what you said.
I will be with you right after Mark. We'll be covering the latest in music news coast to coast here on MTV Music Television.
Look at that vest.
I'm Martha Quinn. The music will continue non-stop on MTV Music Television, the newest component of your stereo system.
Now it's about Teen Moms.
I'm JJ Jackson. I'll be sitting in with the latest video music performances the way they were meant to be. In stereo on MTV.
In stereo on MTV.
TV Music Television. You'll never look at music the same way.
Like how they do that. MTV Music Television. They just keep pounding the branding in there. Maybe that's how you guys should pitch your book. You should just have like an initial, and then you should, you know what I mean, abbreviation for it.
Say it again, and
like
again.
say the name. Yeah, just keep like pounding both of them.
Well, it makes me wonder: did they come from radio, or was that a normal thing in TV too at the time? You know, where they just, it sounds like a very radio thing where they, that's 1-800-555. Call
That'd be my guess.
Home. Yeah.
It is highly produced, though. It's amazing.
Hi, I'm Nina Blackwood, and I'll be with you after JJ right here on MTV, the world's first video music channel, all day, all night, in stereo.
Are those guys the best? We all are so excited about this new concept in TV. We'll be doing for TV what FM did for radio. And let's get into it right now at MTV.
This is a song we'll probably take it down. Yay.
That's the first one. Look at the guy in the front.
Up. That's too far. Okay. Well, we're trying this. We're trying 2.5 before we, launch version 3. We're trying not to get struck down. We've had as many as like 5 strike downs in a.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're trying to do better.
Some of the clips get a little catch us.
YouTube is they just want to kill the fun. They just don't want us to have fun and have all those beautiful memorberries. They want like the studios to take them back and edit them so that,
All right, so August 2nd in This Week in Pop Culture. In 1776, the Continental Congress voted to declare independence on July 2nd. The final language of the document was approved on July 4th, but the actual signing was on August 2nd, 1776.
I did not know that.
I didn't either until I found that. So in 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait, leading to the Gulf War.
So what's crazy about that? Like, it didn't really click to me until I was thinking about it again. But like, I was in kindergarten, right? Like when Gulf War clicked off, and I went to kindergarten like around my grandmother's house, and she had a neighbor, and her neighbor's son went to Iraq, and he came back and he gave me an Army Challenge coin, right? I fought in Iraq like 20 years later. You know what I mean? Like I was like back there doing the same thing, and like my son's almost the age where he could go fight, and we're still kind of playing around in the area. It's insanity.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Let's see what the founding fathers had to say.
Colonies are, and of a right ought to be,
wow, video call is really good.
And independent states.
Incredible.
And that all political connection between them and the country of Great Britain is, and of a right ought to be, totally dissolved.
Waiting for Larry David to pop out somewhere. That commercial. That Super Bowl commercial.
New Hampshire. New Hampshire votes yes. Rhode Island. Rhode Island votes yes.
How would it be if we all were Whigs still?
You know what's crazy is that our Constitution does still protect like our ability as states to do things, and we still have an amendment that we can enact, and we can do like a bunch of states could get together and overrule Congress on things. America has an amazing check and balance system.
Yeah,
those guys spent a long time. It's amazing, like when you really think about how much they considered and like knew would go wrong or could happen, and what that's the most planned out. This is by far one of the greatest countries that's ever existed on the planet.
Especially because it didn't exist before. Like now, every country has a constitution, just about. And like it was all. This was the OG. When they came up with it. So.
Oh yeah, no, they sent the original like love note of the independence. They're like, we're independent, and here's the document that says why.
Yeah,
suck it.
Yeah.
So charge us for tea. We'll kill everybody and dump all that shit in the harbor.
Virginia votes yes. Maryland.
Maryland votes yes.
Maryland.
North Carolina.
North Carolina votes yes.
South Carolina.
South Carolina votes yes.
Georgia.
Amazing. The one Ben Franklin guy. Like, what is?
On this day in 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait, and Saddam Hussein's subsequent refusal to withdraw its troops sparked the Persian Gulf War, in which an international force quickly defeated Iraq. Tensions of the invasion began to build during the summer of 1990.
You know what's agitating about this war is that this was handled in like a matter of like hours. Like the reality of like the actual combat and the fucking give up like was a very short time frame. There was more planning and moving of troops than there was like setting up for it than what actually took place. Like we just came in there and just stomped their asses.
with Iraq adopting an increasing belligerent tone towards both Kuwait and members of the ruling Sabah dynasty.
Can I tell you, Kuwait is the hottest place I've ever been in my life. The hottest place I've ever been in my life. Stepping off the bus in Kuwait was like walking in a hairdryer. Like I shit you not. Like it was so hot. They had little heat mirages and stuff, but with the wind fucking blowing, that's what made it like even more terrible. It's like 130 degrees and the fucking wind's blowing.
Just
like,
drying you out.
Yeah, just a blow dryer, dude. Just the constant.
Wow. And you have to wonder, Saddam Hussein at that point in time had no idea that one day he would end up hiding in a hole or whatever. Like I just think of that picture when they found him and they pulled him out and he's got like the ultimate bed head.
Yeah.
Like I can't see him without picturing that.
July 17th, Saddam launched a televised verbal attack on Kuwait and the United Arab Emirates for exceeding the oil export quota that has been set for them by OPEC. And a day later, Kuwait was accused of stealing oil from the Al Rumayya oil field.
So who knows? I mean, there's so much oil over there, and we found more oil. That's like, you know, some inside stuff. But we found there is a lot of oil in Iraq that, like, in places that they said there wasn't oil. So who knows what the motivation of things was?
Still is. All right, August 3rd, 1946, Santa Claus Land, the first modern themed amusement park, opened in Santa Claus, Indiana, in the United States. And in 1977, Tandy Corporation announced the TRS-80, one of the world's first mass-produced personal computers. The basic model originally...
4 kilobytes of RAM.
There you go.
There
We're
go.
covering up, so I can't read it.
Interesting. The children to whisper their Christmas wishes to the real Santa when they visited Santa Claus, Indiana.
Santa Claus, Indiana. That's fucking cool. I want to live in a town that's Santa Claus, just not in Indiana, because that's
the American theme park, earning titles from world's cleanest park and friendliest park to the #1 wing coaster to the Guinness Book of World Records.
What?
To the best promotion with the unprecedented innovation of free unlimited soft drinks.
free unlimited soft drinks.
It's an American innovation.
That's how we do it. We get it so fat over here. We got free soft drinks. What?
How many dirty sodas do you think people make?
Oh, here, that's just on the uptick only. I still don't get that trend because I don't know, if you want to drink soda, just drink soda, you know.
Well, I remember being young and mixing stuff together, but never adding like the creamy stuff to it. That's kind of a new thing.
Yeah, you could try it. It's something.
The machines, I mean, they let you do anything now, right? Like you have this little digital touchscreen. It's almost like Star Trek, but it's not as cool. Like I'm waiting for the day when I can walk up to the thingy on the wall and be like, I want, you know, beef stew, and it just like, you know, makes it appear for me.
That would be great.
Family fun. He built this park on friendliness, cleanliness, safety, service, and value. His family carried it forward to earn the top prize in the amusement industry, the International Applause Award, and to win the title of #1 water park in the nation.
#1.
Whether the visitors were children, young or old, celebrities, or even perhaps a U.S. president, he was committed to their experience above all else. He created a world where every day would be a holiday and every place a wonderland, with values and morals passed down from generation
Values and morals. That's what I'm
to
talking about,
generation.
America.
This isn't just the story of one man or one family. It's the story of every treasured guest who's visited Holiday World and Splash and Safari since 1946, where they don't just believe in Santa Claus, they know him.
They know
Holiday
him.
World and Splash and Safari, celebrating 75 years of family fun.
Aw.
That's awesome. That is a good one. With that, I think it is about that time where we take a nice little break in the show. and we hit the button on what we call the Wayback Machine, the retro time machine. It's about 6 minutes long. It gives everyone a break to use the potty and whatnot, refresh your drinks. We'll hit that now, and yeah, see you guys here on the other side.
Ice Cream Jones. And new ice cream cone cereal. My name's Ice Cream Jones. I'm bringing the kids my ice cream cones. A crunchy new cereal for breakfast. The great taste of ice cream cones. Whoa!
I'll have vanilla.
Give me chocolate chip.
They look like little ice cream cones.
And taste like them. The crunchy part of this nutritious breakfast. My name's Ice Cream Jones. With the great taste of ice cream cones. New ice cream cone cereal.
Let's get out of here.
I'm staying. I'm not a scaredy cat.
No, but you could be a dead cat.
Deep six.
Quick, swim to shore. At even the hint of a thunderstorm, get right out of the water.
Thanks. Your advice is electrifying.
If this happens again, you'll know what to do.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Catch Lucky. He's got Lucky Charms. They're magically delicious.
Always have to be Lucky Charms, the crunchy old cereal with a rainbow of marshmallow surprises. Pink hearts, yellow moons, orange stars, green clovers, and blue diamonds. Part of this good nutritious breakfast. Oh, they're coming. I'll make a snowmobile and zoom away.
Frosted Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious.
Marijuana against the law. It grows naturally upon our planet. Doesn't the idea of making nature against the law seem to you a bit paranoid? You know what I mean? It's nature. How do you make nature against the fucking law? Grows everywhere, serves 1,000 different functions, all of them positive. To make marijuana against the law is like saying God made a mistake. You know what I mean? It's like God on the seventh day looked down at his creation. There it is, my creation, perfect and holy in all ways. Now I can rest. Oh my me. I left fucking pot everywhere. I should never have smoked that joint on the third day. That was the day I created possums. Still gives me a chuckle. If I leave pot everywhere, that's going to give humans the impression they're supposed to use it. Now I have to create Republicans. And God wept. I believe it's the next verse. You know what I mean? I believe that God left certain drugs growing naturally upon our planet to help speed up and facilitate our evolution. Okay, not the most popular idea ever expressed. Either that or you're real high and agreeing with me in the only way you can right now. I forgot the code. Is it 2 blinks yes, 1 blink no? Do you think magic mushrooms growing atop cow shit was an accident? Where do you think the phrase, that's good shit, came from? Why do you think Hindus think cows are holy? Holy shit.
Ronald McDonald in.
And warm it, hot and warm it. On a cold, cold day, it feels so neat to clap your hands together and feel the beat. Hamburgers, French fries, hot for you. McDonald's hand warming.
It's fun to do.
It's a good time, but a great taste.
Doesn't mean a lot if you don't get it hooked.
Of McDonald's. See the shining light. It's time gonna take you to Rainbow Bright. Starlight lies right before your eyes.
There really is a Kentucky Fried Chicken school.
Yep, today we're making the Colonel's original recipe.
What have you learned?
Fresh chicken makes the best chicken.
And that we use 11 herbs and spices.
Oh, but that's the Colonel's secret. And special pressure cooking.
So it's always tender and juicy.
Looks like you've learned to make great chicken.
Only way to serve our customers right.
It's so nice to live, so good about live, so good about Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That's all, folks.
Well, there we go. Nice little reset.
Welcome back.
All right.
You know the first Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know where it was located? Not
Where's
Kentucky. Here in Utah, actually.
In Utah, really?
Yeah, it's still there. It's State Street in Murray. It's crazy.
Do you guys have Lee's famous chicken?
I've heard of that, but I've never been there, so I'm not sure.
So Lee's is like a nephew or something of him. So that's what it was, like an offshoot like brand. It was in Ohio, but I didn't know if it made it out there because you said that there's weird things in Ohio. Like where I went to high school in Greenville, we have one of the two last made right sandwiches places, which is like a loose meat sandwich place.
Oh, okay.
And the other one is in, I believe, Iowa. Famous building. It had a bunch of gum stuck on the side of it. I don't know. It was really gross, but somehow that was the cool thing. It was like to stick your gum on this tiny little brick building. They had like special exceptions, like food wise, like food health wise, because the way that they do is they cook all the meat in like a big pan or whatever, and they're like the old school ways to mix like uncooked meat with some of the cooked meat or whatever. I don't know, but they've been in business for so long.
Wow.
It's like, hey, fuck, eat at your own risk, people.
That's funny.
Let's see here. We got 75 years, and then we got the computer here. Radio Shack was awesome. Oops, I skipped. There you go. Let me get it back to Radio Shack commercial short.
For those parents who realize that $500 isn't too much to spend to expand their
Oh, where's
child's
the volume?
world, Radio Shack has the perfect.
Volume died. Okay, fine with that. Well, that looks like a cool computer. $499.
A Tandy company.
Tandy, a Radio Shack company. 3,500 stores across.
Why
the
would
nation.
I think that it should be more than $500? Like, I understand $500 is a lot back then, but like I'm thinking computers, I thought it'd be a lot more.
$500 back then probably would have been what, like closer to like $1,500 or $2,000 right now,
guess
or
that's
even
true.
more.
Yeah, good point.
Could you imagine just going and dropping 2 G's on a computer? Like everything else was pretty reasonable. The electronics were a little expensive in America, but I would go back to having everything manufactured here and be able to go to like places like Radio Shack to get things to repair your stuff, or do cool little like experiment things with your kids, It's terrible. But August 4th this week in pop culture.
1892, the father and stepmother of Lizzie Borden were found murdered in their Fall River, Massachusetts home. Lizzie was acquitted of the crime. And in 1942, Holiday Inn was released in theaters. The Holiday Inn hotel chain was named after this film, introduced the Academy Awards for Best Original Song, White Christmas, by Irving Berlin.
Performed by Irving Berlin, by Irving Berlin, and performed by Bing Crosby. Now, I'm in Spokane, Washington, and Bing Crosby is from Spokane. And I recently did a drunk history episode with my partner Skeletor the God on our main channel about Prohibition and how it sparked off here a couple years early. And Bing Crosby went to California, famously got caught like drinking. And he's a boy from Spokane, so he didn't understand because here in Spokane we just kept bars open during Prohibition the entire time.
Wow, I did not know that. I didn't know that the Holiday Inn was a movie first.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fucking amazing because I've known about the Holiday Inn my entire life, had no clue it was tied to anything like that culturally.
Yeah, they're international.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool.
Let's see. There you go.
Your morning meal with a side of murder? Perhaps.
A successful bed and breakfast with a violent past is on the market. The residence that now operates as the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast in Fall River, Massachusetts, is the spot where two of the country's most notorious unsolved murders took place. On August 4th, 1892, Andrew Borden and his second wife, Abby Borden, were brutally murdered in this home. Andrew's daughter, Lizzie, was accused of committing the heinous crime with an axe, but was acquitted of the murder.
Wow, there was like those childhood rhymes. They don't do that with kids. I don't think they do like the hand thing. Like Amanda B, did you do that? Like the Miss Mary Mac or kind of thing?
Not necessarily, but I know the thing was like kill their mom with 40 whacks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think The Simpsons did an episode on it.
Murders at a trial in 1893. The suite where Andrew was murdered is on the second floor. It has a private bathroom and is the most requested room at the inn,
There you go, the murderer.
despite the reports of ghosts and other unexplained phenomena that have caused guests to jump out of their beds during the night.
Well, I mean, that body mannequin, it would be unsettling in the middle of the night. Like, it's just, I don't know,
Wake up half asleep
sold
in
me.
a room. Yeah.
Wearing that old-timey
Tours of the
dress.
house are also
Look at this. Look at this.
so
It's a nice
popular.
house, though.
The legend of the double axe murders attracts visitors from all over the world. The $2 million asking price also includes everything a buyer would need to keep the business humming.
$2 million? Oh. $2 million for the Lizzie Borden house?
People
just for
go
a
there
B&B?
just for it.
It's
sure
it's
the
more of
moneymaker.
a business sell than it is a home sell. And look at that wallpaper too. I mean, that's not cheap.
There we go. Holiday Inn.
On this day of independence, on
Oh,
this
wow. They even...
Independence Day, listen to an American troubadour from the USA.
Fred Astaire. That's amazing. We used to have really talented. This is what's annoying. You know what? I would rather hear a political opinion from this guy who at least took time to learn like a bunch of stuff. Now we just have a bunch of blundering retards that just regurgitate lines. Like, get the fuck. To be an actor back in the day, you had to dance, sing, be able to play an instrument and stuff. Like, these guys were talented.
It's true, yeah.
Now you just, I don't know.
You had to look good without surgery. I mean, I doubt that they had much back then,
And they were hammering down the drinks. I mean, they were just hammering.
That's true.
No, these were men. Like, these people were like solidified. Like, they grew up in like households where alcohol, flowed more than water. So much more production put into this. Let's sing and dance today. Oh, so Holiday Inn's supposed to be a really cheery place. Do you guys get the feeling like Holiday Inn's like a cheery place or whatever, like upbeat?
I feel like it's just one step above the Borden Hotel.
Yeah, just a little.
Oh, that's not even like. I feel like they're
Depends
not
on
even
what
paying
city.
tribute to this. Like, this
Yeah.
is not. They're not doing this right. They need to go back to this branding. Like,
Yeah.
Never has there been such a show as this. From Eastern
it'd be amazing. Could you imagine if like you showed up to a Holiday Inn and they had like a grand, like in a big city like New York or something, like bigger city, and they had like a grand showroom like this, and they like did something old, like an old school show, like singing and dancing show, like that would be. And you could like rent a tuxedo, to sit there at dinner, so you get the whole experience.
You'd have to rent a tuxedo.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
4th of July to Thanksgiving, there's a song for every holiday and a holiday for every song.
So this is just, wait. Was this like a mixtape of holiday songs just in a movie form? And then
You'll be the grandest lady in the Easter parade.
USA's United Banks, the one whose name was Nancy Hanks. Abraham.
Oh wow! Watch this all the way through. That's funny.
That was kind of scary looking.
That was scary.
For a minute, I was like, "Is that guy in blackface?" And then you see a kid look at her. I was like, "Oh."
She's like, "Yes, I am."
Yeah. Like, everyone's in blackface. Wow.
Oh. Look at this. Look at the form. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is a bald guy. You know what I mean? Like, we have bald guys. We have actors that are famous for looking weird, right? With no talent. This guy had to like be bald and learn how to dance.
Well, he had to make up for it, yeah.
Yeah.
And there was no wig. Like, what are we gonna do? Glue some fucking like a felt, like a pelt to your head or something? Six Predator dances. Yeah, this is like the CD, like that. This is like now 23, but like back in 1960, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, here's all the biggest performers, the biggest song singers, the biggest dancers. Two lovely leading ladies. Two lovely leading ladies.
I forgot. Did we say what year?
Let's see.
I missed the year.
Hang on, I can tell you. It was 1942.
42.
Oh wow, 42.
So this is just before the war. Just before the war, or right? Like,
No, wasn't it? No, 41 was D-Day, wasn't it?
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor was 41.
Yeah.
41.
Oh, okay.
So they're still trying to like, oh wow, that's American spirit right there, right? Like, they're still trying to celebrate, and we are like balls deep into like one of the most terrible wars. I can tell you what, like, I thought it sucked. Like, it was like a bad time in Iraq and Afghanistan or whatever. But I would never, ever in my life trade places with a fucking World War II combat vet. Like, what they lived through was complete misery. Like, they didn't have the clothing. They were in trenches. They were full of water in Europe where it's just pissing rain on you. Their heels fell off and stuff, like detached from the foot rot and stuff. Like, you might get a letter out to your wife every 2 years, like that.
I looked at an infographic of just deaths and things like that. It's not even close. Like, World War II was insane. Like, it just how the sheer numbers of deaths, and like nothing since has approached it.
Wow.
Crazy.
Absolute insanity. First traffic light in America. We're getting too wild with the buggies here. Look at that. There it is. Look at that happy little traffic light. I wish we did like cooler traffic lights like this. Like, this is dope. This is a cool design. I feel like we're just lame now.
Jeff Noyes, 15.
Cleveland, Ohio. There's nothing going on in Cleveland, Ohio now.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Nice to see you.
Linda Brody, 14.
Rick Sweater, 16.
Anna Gabriel, 14.
Mickey Gabriel, 18. Okay, the song is by Fat Domino. It's fast. If you'll take that side, you folks take the middle. Here's the big.
Cleveland American Bandstand. So, yep, American Bandstand.
Yeah, so it's August 5th in 1914, Cleveland, Ohio was installed the first electric traffic light. And then in 1957, American Bandstand debuted on the ABC television network with host Dick Clark.
American Broadcasting. And like, the kids are like, I love this. When you go to the intro, I'll go on there. So, intro, like, listen to the ages of these people.
Jeff Noyes, 15.
Bernice Nurston, 14.
You're from Long Island. Nice to see you.
Linda Brody, 14.
Rick Sweater, 16.
Anna Gabriel,
Everyone looks so much older.
They do.
Yeah.
It's like 14. What?
Yeah, look at that.
They carry themselves then.
They're so well dressed too.
Yeah.
I did not.
Could you
look like that
imagine?
at
Like,
14.
look at the clothes. Like, you had to have those clothes back. in the
Fat
day.
Domino, it's fast. If you'll take that side, you folks take the middle. Here's the big beat.
I just got my daughter a crop top from school because she wanted one.
Oh boy.
The big beat keeps you rocking in your feet. The big beat keeps you rocking in.
Could you imagine that? Like, this was what turned you on, right? Like you've been to the club, right? And you're watching like a certain woman dance, or maybe man to be, you're watching a certain dude dance. You've been out and about, and you're like, oh, this person's attractive. But like this was the original, right here.
No,
like,
no, this is where you rush home after school so you can catch this. You know,
there was something about like what she did where he was like, yeah, that's my partner right there. Because like I mean, like to be honest, like at this point, like at this year, these people were all like about to be married and start lives. I mean, like, it was a different.
They're already
America.
married.
I'll be
Yeah.
16 soon.
Well, that's the thing. If you listen to these people's eulogies when they die, they have like 5 careers, like 5 20-year. You know what I mean? Like it's something ridiculous. It's always something ridiculous. Spent 20 years doing this, and then I was a volunteer firefighter, and then I also did some time as a police or some military time. Like they really was like the greatest generation.
They weren't home hanging out playing video games.
They retired and became iron workers.
Yeah.
Something to do.
Look how long that skirt is, and then the socks. Like that's what I'm talking about. Let's bring that back.
Yeah, let my imagination run wild. Hide everything.
8-Leg Joe. 8-Leg Joe. Oh man, there's just that was the golden era.
Yeah.
And then Elvis came. Everybody was shaking it.
Shaking the hips harder.
That was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Amazing rock and roll there. Well, with all that being said, that wraps up this week in pop culture, and we're on to the next part, gentlemen. This is where you let the audience know about yourselves, what you do, where you're from, what you've been doing, and where we can find all the amazing things that you have worked on thus far. Maybe we'll start out with Geronimo. Give us a little headlight. Because I'm going to pull up here. You are getting ready to launch a new campaign, but what's really cool about IndieGoGo is that they have started archiving the campaigns, and you can still check out what has been done here.
Yes.
And so we got Blood Realm. I have all the Blood Realm books. I got all the different alternatives. I got the Fat Pack. I got the individual copies.
Awesome.
And that's what I love. I like the fact that you can get the fat book, or you can get the individual breakdown. But we'll play a little trailer for you.
Oh, sure. Cool.
Awesome.
Thank
awesome
you.
trailer there, sir.
Thank you. I haven't watched that in a while. Glad it still holds up. Sweating for a minute.
So you do Blood Realm.
Mhm.
This book is both available on individual campaigns and through Alterna.
Yep.
On various
Alterna.com.
versions.
Alternacomics.com. Whoops.
Yeah. I'm super stoked. Turner, like we discussed before this, Turner starting to do the boxes. I'm hoping to see a Blood Realm box. That is definitely one of the boxes that I want. Like in my collection.
Awesome, man. Yeah, if all goes well, like I said before, with that King Cryptid box, I know that's like the make it or break it. But I believe people are digging that box, so we'll probably get a Blood Realm one eventually.
Very cool.
Pretty amazing. So when are we getting ready to launch the next part of the series?
The next series is going to be next year because I'm still working on it. We just saw that campaign and that wrapped. Oh God, when did that wrap? I'm like,
IndieGoGo said the end of 2021. What was it, like December something of 2021?
That's right. Yeah, so I wrapped fulfillment in the spring. So now I'm already starting the next volume. And yeah, and I'm going to have other little campaigns in between horror series. I'm reprinting my children's book series that I did before I did all this horror stuff, which is going to be fun.
Quite the 360 there.
Yeah, it was really funny to see those drawings again. I was like, oh man.
Everyone's going to be nervous. Like, is this really a kid's book? Or
they're going to open up and the last page is like, bleh.
Yeah.
It's like a pop-up too.
And it's an omnibus, right?
Yeah, it's an omnibus. It's going to collect all 3 of the children's book series I did way back, was it 2013, 2012? So it's pretty crazy. So
cool.
Yeah, but it was important. It's you got to do all these other projects to kind of find your voice. And, if it weren't for the Little Maya series, I wouldn't have found my voice with the Blood Realm stuff. So everything has its purpose in your artistic journey. So I thought it'd be fun to bring that back because I had made the first printings of it. I had only a couple left. I put them up on the Blood Realm campaign just for fun. And quite a few people ordered it and they're like, hey, where are the others? I said, oh, they're out of print. So enough people asked. I said, you ever think about doing that? Because my kid loves the book. So I said, yeah, you know what? If I were to do it, I'll do an omnibus all together in one big book. So
there we go.
That's and it's neat because it's wordless, right? It's just the images. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
So you can give it to the youngest kids that don't have
I'm
to
super
read.
Stoked about that. That's very cool, sir. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. So and it's a great introduction to comic book storytelling, for young kids too, and no matter what age or language, because that was my personal experience with comic books. I don't know if you guys have that, but when I was young, I didn't actually read the comic. I would just go through the pictures, maybe because the visual artistic person in me, because I'm an artist, so I just kind of made up the names of the characters as I went along. So I didn't really know who Doomsday was. I was just like, oh, this big nasty guy, he's Glacier Man. Glacier Man is fighting Superman because he had all those weird things coming at him. So, I was like, you know what? I was like, that was a really fun experience I had with comics. So to recreate that with a series for kids kind of ignites the imagination, And you could almost argue that I kind of do that with Blood Realm. I leave a lot of stuff to the imagination in the artwork, and you gotta let the reader's imagination take it to the places where only they could take it. And it makes it a much more personal journey.
Very awesome. Very awesome.
Now, the links for the sign up will be in the description.
Oh, awesome.
So,
thank you.
Those of you that are watching it or watching on replay, there is a link in the description for, is it Maya? You said Little Maya?
Little Maya, yeah. That's for the children's book.
Which you plan to launch when?
August 25th.
So yeah, definitely sign up to get those notifications when it actually goes live.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. We also have we have everything. We have your YouTube channel. We have links to everything where we can find you at the Twitter and whatnot, sir.
Oh,
so hopefully, someone reaches out, finds out. Blood Realm is an awesome campaign. It's an alternative property. You can get it right now at alternativecomics.com.
That's right.
It's there. And if you've backed several of different alternate campaigns, you've gotten these books as they come out. It's getting more and more exciting.
Shipping is pretty quick.
Oh yeah,
shipping is it's amazing quick. The quality of the books is amazing. They all and this is like the old school floppy. That's what I like about it. The print, but the pictures, all of the artwork is still high quality. These are the books. I mean, I really. As much as I like some of the boutique things that we do in CG, these are probably the most reminiscent and I don't know, the best feel for the way to consume a comic book.
I agree. It's most of the stuff that I'll be honest. I just mostly read Alterna. I just can't. Obviously, modern stuff I can't get into. Current stuff, but I just love how all of these guys just have completely different voices, different art styles, and it just feels so damn varied. And the stories are so tight and solid. I just feel like you're getting a true creator vision. That's not kind of beaten down with corporate or, you got to have this committee that can sit there and say whether this is offensive or anything like that.
It's their worst idea because they want to save their real good idea,
Right. Right. Yes.
For their own property. Yeah.
For their own property. So you're getting that now with all of the guys at Alterna. This is their dream stories. So it feels genuine, you know.
No, it feels like it's a real good collective. Pete is I like the way he moves. I like the way he moves. He's very much about getting comic books in people's hands and doing it the right way.
Oh yeah.
Doing it very high quality. Mr. Geronimo, would you like to tell anybody else anything else about your properties and what you're doing before we jump into Clint?
Oh, sure. I could just say that you guys can check out my YouTube channel. I actually do. We're talking about the old serials or the radio dramas like The Shadow. I did audio comics for the first 2 and 1 issue of Volume 3 of Blood Realm. So I think you guys really like it. I put I voice all the characters, and I do sound effects, and I have music in the background. People really seem to like them. I've been having a lot of fun. They take a lot of work, but it's a labor of love, and I think you guys.
So it's kind of like a books on tape. Just play the YouTube while you're driving to work.
Yes, yeah. It's got the visuals, but actually there's the visuals. So like there's panning rather. So we go through the shots of the comic, you know, and there's zoom out, zoom in.
Oh, we got like a motion comic. It reminds me of something like the He-Man stuff, like He-Man tap in the 80s where it was like still shots. Yeah.
Yes,
all right.
that's exactly what it's like. So so check that out. And this way you guys get a good taste of whether or not it's a series you'd be into, because like once you read them, you're like, oh, now I got to see what happens.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, Mr. Clint Stoker, how are you, sir?
Very good. Yeah, I'm in an interesting place. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you have a couple of campaigns. I was gonna play the FATL one first.
Yeah, we can do that.
Got it. All right, we'll do that.
We've received a transmission from the planet Thandra. Shall we give it a listen?
I'm calling you because my planet is sick. And not the monarchy, not the royal guard, not a single person on this spinning rock seems to care. It started gradually. First, it got into our heads. By the time I realized something was wrong, by the time I woke up, they were already here. Things look perfect at first glance, but that's how the aliens work. That's how the invasion starts. A slow boil. I'm calling you because I can't trust anyone here. You're off planet. You're a professional. And I'm afraid we might already be dead.
Flynn? How shall I respond?
It's a job. Let's suit up.
Nice.
Very dope, sir.
That's a fun one.
It looks so fun.
Fatal. Right now, I've been furiously working on it. We're in a really good place. The book's super late, so I'm happy to talk about that. But right now, we're at a pretty crucial spot. We're ending the story. We actually added one more page to it because it feels like we just have to make it awesome. So I'm really excited about this book. I think people are going to love it. Again, we're getting really, really close to being finished with the line art. We wrote this whole thing Marvel method, which was fun because Charlie and I got together and talked about, what the story ought to be. And then he just went, just like the old days, Marvel method. And he just went off and did a story visually. And I have gone back over it and added dialogue to it. It's not my typical way that I write, but it made for really fun, exciting, and very
This
visual
artwork
comic
is
book.
amazing. Yeah, this is very cool. The visuals in this artwork that's just posted is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. And like I've been posting more in the updates. Yeah, that's Kit. She's a fun character. She's a bodyguard to Moxie they're in the background. And Kit likes her comfy life on the planet. And Moxie wants to get out and get some excitement. And she's the princess. She's daughter to the queen. So she's kind of lives in a little bit of a bubble. So yeah, super fun story. I cannot wait to get this book out to everybody. And we are getting very close. So still some work here, but we're getting close. It feeling good. So.
I remember being really excited to back this one, and I'm still excited to read it. So that's a good thing.
Thank you. I'm glad. I know it's like, as a backer, it's tough waiting so long, and we've had. I mean, you can check the updates for specifics, but it's been really, really tough a couple years. So, but yeah, I'm really stoked because we're getting close to getting this book finished. So feels good.
Although you've been busy in those 2 years, you've done other stuff.
I have, and part of it is just being the writer. It's like I hurry up and wait. You know what I mean? And so part of it is, Downcast I've been committed to, and we got Downcast 4 out, and that was a really quick turnaround because we got the artwork finished first. Dracula is the other one, which is totally finished at the printer. They should let me know any day. Yep, yeah, that's available to back. Yep. I could have the books as early as next week. So.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yep. And and then Downcast is always on Alterna. They just announced the latest issue. I think yesterday is available on Alterna Comics.
Yeah, I am trying to catch up on everything. I wish, like, one thing that Alterna Comics needs is they need a checklist. I wish they had a checklist so I could find everything.
They do somewhere. I've seen them on trading cards. I don't know how up to date it is, but they have checklists on trading cards.
Yeah,
I mean, because like I'm just telling you, there's just a quality about Alterna. There just is.
Yeah.
Like everybody on here is just an amazing artist and writer, and like the projects are solid, and they're just everything's just put together so well. And that's why I have stacks. That's why I have stacks of Alterna. It's like from now on, and it's just crazy affordable. Like you buy a retailer tier for most people, it's like $100. I buy a retailer tier from Pizza Media, and it's $35. And like you can really spread the word much easier that way.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's fantastic, and I love getting those Alterna books. I just got my Downcast issue 5 comps, and I love the current printer that Alterna is using. I hope everything works out, and this is the printer for a long time because it's been just so good. But here's Dracula on the other end of the spectrum, because this is a hardcover book. I've never done a hardcover before. I thought, let's do it here with Dracula. So worked with Donald DeLay on this. He's fantastic. It's also my first straight on horror. Keep in mind it's Dracula, so I kind of tried to stick to the elements that you would expect to see in Dracula. It's not anything super off the wall, but it's a modern day take of Dracula, and kind of reimagined it. I would think of it as like an Elseworld Dracula. If everything had gone down today, what might happen. So super fun book. I'm excited to get that as early as next week. We'll see. Maybe a couple weeks. Who knows?
It's coming. That's the important part.
Yes. So nice. Yeah.
Let's check this out a little bit more. So we got lots of drawings here. We don't have a trailer like the other one.
No video on this one. We just released it, and these are cover images on the front here. You can scroll down and see the interior art. We did black and white. My first black and white book too. This is a first for a lot of reasons. We have two covers. One's Kelsey Shannon. One is Eric Canetti. Super fortunate to have those stellar artists doing covers for it.
That's insane.
Yeah, I pinch myself every time I think about it. It's like
this. I just like the face. The face.
I like that cover. That's Kelsey Shannon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. I think
And
that's one of the best covers he's ever done.
Body features are like great too.
He's so talented, man.
Yeah. Eric Canetti, I love this cover. This is very much like imagery from the book too. So this is more, first one's more of a, it gives you the right vibe, of the book. This is like imagery from the book. So yeah, one conceptual, one, more what's inside the pages. And then interior art by Donald DeLay. It's always, this is my first time working with Donald, but he's been so great. He, specifically tailored a style for this, and you can tell it's Donald DeLay because he has a very stylized look. But you know what I like about this, because I'm a tattoo fan. Oh yeah,
I'm a huge tattoo fan. Is I love how heavy the blacks are in this. I like how he's not afraid to like black out huge areas.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some, Frank Miller inspiration, like Sin City inspiration. Several other artists too. Donald kind of picked a mix of art styles he liked and went with heavy blacks and also gray tones. Again, super fun. So it reads really well, black and white. It doesn't look like a coloring book or anything. But yeah, there he is. There's Dracula with his many wives in his mansion, and once you go in.
Oh, could you imagine that though? Come on, they're stuck with you for an eternity. If you turn the wrong woman and you have like 30 wives,
yeah, the story starts out with one of them being killed actually, and so there's Quincy. It's one of the main characters of the three. He finds a dead body in a truck, a delivery truck. A headless body that has had a stake through her heart. And that's kind of what starts off the whole story. Yeah, so it's kind of like, what would happen with today, like Jeffrey Epstein-esque, like really powerful man, very secretive, and has some kind of like human trafficking element. But it's all about blood is what it comes down to. So, and control.
Very nice, sir. This is a very cool looking project. I like this. It is hard to pull off like a proper black and white comic, but this doesn't feel like you said, it doesn't feel like a coloring book, like where I need somebody to fill in my colors. Although these are fun. The colors on the covers are sick, though. I mean, this would be dope to see a version of that someday.
Yeah, super cool. I always talk to Kelsey and like, hey, you want to do a book together? Like one day we're gonna do one together, and that'll be amazing.
Oh.
But it's getting the timing to work out. So he's done a couple covers for me now.
Doing your lettering.
Yep, as always, and he kills it on the letters. I'm always surprised too, the different stuff, such very different styles with the letters. This is so different from Downcast, so different from Fatal. And seeing what Eric can do is just fantastic.
All right, let's check this out. So for all the people, because we want to keep this alternative brotherhood going here, we'll share the Downcast one real quick. This is what's cool about these properties, right? Is you guys do your campaigns and then they come out on Turner too.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah, this is where it all started. It's the first Downcast book. It's so crazy, like where it has gone from there. But Downcast is an ongoing series with Alterna. I see Snuggy Jr. in the chat, and he's always like, "When's Downcast 4?" We're about halfway done, maybe a little bit more actually than halfway done with Downcast Volume 4. But we're taking our time on that. I really like. I gotta get Fatal out. I'm not putting out anything until Fatal's finished. So
yeah, we're gonna get that done.
Yep.
So realistically, do you have any kind of idea on like when that book will be going to the printer?
So it's still too early to tell. Right now, it's like we got to get the line art done. I've been talking to Charlie every day for the past 3 weeks now. And so we're just trying to nail down the ending with the line art. Then things are going to start moving a lot faster from there. So I've got most of the story done, and we'll have Eric lettering here pretty soon on the pages that are finished. And I don't know, it's my goal really to have it sent to the printer before the end of the year. We still have to get finished with the colors and stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at. But every time I give a ship date, it's always wrong. So I'm really hesitant to say that.
Look at this summer bundle. People need to hit this. This is what I'm talking about right here. We have Blood Rome and Downcast on here.
Beat it.
I love that alternate logo. That's just so fucking boss.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But the cards, we got everything. We're getting to the long boxes, but my favorite part is when we go all the way down to this, $35 for the retailer's bundle. Like if you're gonna buy what in CG, like 5 sets of the books, I think you should buy this. You know what I mean? 'Cause then you have copies to give away. You know what I mean? Like it's just awesome.
Giving them out for Halloween too, like especially at that price.
The Halloween pack. Yeah.
I've been doing it every year. It's just so fun. Kids still get so excited about comics.
Let me just go back and add on. This is the part where I get in trouble. Where I'm just
a book is much better than a lollipop.
Yeah.
Lasts a lot longer.
Oh, I came into it late and I didn't know that it came out on Wednesday, wasn't reprinted, and I was like, oh motherfucker. Like now I'm looking at holes in my
You gotta hit eBay.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. Look at this. There we go. There's some Blood Rome.
Yeah.
All available. And that's the thing, like Pete does 4 campaigns a year. You're gonna see like repeat people here. This is awesome. This is awesome. You guys are doing amazing work. This is amazing collaboration of creators right here. And then just continue to do your own properties. I don't know what else to say, but hats off to you guys. You guys are creating. You're out there. You're creating multiple things, and you're really doing it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Where can we find you, gentlemen? So we wrap up here.
Clint?
Twitter is @CastSweet. Or YouTube is Sweetcast. So
very much. Those links will be in the description of the YouTube video here. Geronimo?
I'm at Geronimo Draws, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Very awesome. Miss Amanda B, where can we find you?
Tomorrow night I'll be with the ladies on the Good Stuff channel with Uncorked, where we'll do we're doing retro actually, 80s and 90s being a kid's summer, like a kid during the summer of the 80s and 90s. And then Saturday I should be with the chat on Vanessa's channel.
Very cool. Yeah, I've been watching the chat. I've been watching what you've been doing with Jim too. It's a lot of good things. A lot of good things popping up and around. You can catch me 24 Eyes here on Outcast Owls Live, the Trash Fire channel, and on my own channel. Do PopCULTure, or I'll be with Scully. We'll be stirring up some stuff, or we'll be out living life, doing some IRL stuff here in Spokane. But with that, we're going to share a little video of a homie. This is 216A. He's an Outcast Owl. He's based out of Cleveland, and he made this song just for us. So we're going to play it on the outro. Everyone have a very good evening. Gentlemen, thank you for being on the panel.
Thanks for having
us. Yeah.
Awesome chat. Everybody have a great night. Here we go.
Yeah. Outcast Owls. We out here. Skeletons of God. Lucifer. Yeah. 24. And many more. Bitch, we don't play no shit, and I'm toxic. Heart full of pain, I was made by the nonsense. No cops, ain't nobody finna stop shit. Welcome to the land, motherfucker, we obnoxious. We don't play no shit, and I'm toxic. Heart full of pain, I was made by the nonsense. No cops, ain't nobody finna stop shit. Welcome to the land, motherfucker, we obnoxious. It's like I'm waking up from a bad dream. Negative thoughts flow, it's a bad stream. I'm anticipating the day when revenge comes to fruition. I'm still stuck in my ways. You were lame if you ain't fucking with Zane. I'll drop an EP just to keep all my haters at bay. If you're sleeping, I ain't sorry that I'm not your cup of tea. Outcast Owls watching, don't you ever come for me. Skeletor 24, Lucifer is with me. Put a hater on blast if he acting shifty. 100 in the chat, yeah, it's humbling. All up in your biz like a bumblebee. Your career tumbling. I'm passing the ball and they started fumbling. I'm passing the mic and they started mumbling. You want it done right, do it yourself. And you can meet me by the lake. Snake River is hell, let's go. He don't play no shit and I'm toxic.